Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today we've got a little tool review slash comparison. What I've got here is two sets of GEDORE, how you want to pronounce it if you're German, if you're not. Combination spanners, open end, box end. The first one is the GEDORE Blue line, which is the premium line, and the second one is the GEDORE Red, which is the economy line. Now, this set I've had for, I think it's 18 years now. This has served me well. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not using all of them every day, but they have gotten me out of this shit more than I can remember. The economy line, the econo one, I've had for probably about a year now. I've used this in the last year more than the premium line to get a feel for it and see if I can depend on these as well. And while I'm on that one, to all the youngsters out there, we all see these fancy snap-on toolbox tours and stuff. Great if you've got a lot of money, or if your dad's set and he pays for everything, or something like that. If you are fighting for yourself, and funny enough, most tradesmen, that's how we started off. We had to fend for ourselves. Build a toolbox that you can depend on. Look what the tradesmen, if you're an apprentice, look what the tradesmen are using around you. Ask, listen, observe. Build a toolbox you can depend on. This set of combination spanners I can depend on. I can take it anywhere on earth, or to the moon, wherever, down into the earth, and this is what I want when I'm there. These ones, I'm getting there. But they're not there yet for me personally. This one was I think it was a 17 piece, the whole thing, right from 6 to 22. This one I bought as a 8 piece set from 8 to 19. This stays in the pickup mostly. That's actually why I bought it, but I've been using it quite a lot in the last year. So, but let's get into the obvious differences. Price wise, this one is cheaper than the premium one. I can't remember by how much, but it's definitely cheaper. In terms of looks, as you can see, the premium line, right through from the smallest to the largest, is a longer range than the economy line, and to the point of where, let's go through them. That on the 10mm we're sitting with 148 versus 132, so there's about 15 in it. The 13mm is 185 versus 163. The 17 we're sitting on 230 versus 210, give and take. And then the 19 is 255 versus 230 odd. So yes, these will get into a smaller space, if I can call it that. The reason why I picked these four out of the two sets is 10, 13, 17 and 19 is a M6, M8, M10 and an M12. I think once you get to the 16mm and up, you tend to go into industrial applications, and then you're talking to the wrong man, I think. While you're listening to the goof on the internet, in any case, whatever you want to call it. But that's the ones that are most often used, I'd say. So yes, the premium line, a longer range than the economy line. Then the width. We forgot about the most obvious one. The premium line is a deep offset box end versus the economy line is a normal box end. I think that's 15 degrees offset versus, I think it's a 12 somewhere, 12 or 13. This one can actually have a bit of a less of an offset due to the fact that you've got less of an angle due to the fact that you've got a deeper offset on it. You can get your knuckles in without busting them. Compared to this one, we need the extra bend to keep your knuckles clear of wherever you're working on. So that's it. That's the main one. We've checked the length. The width, the premium line is a wider head than the economy line, and let's measure them and I'll give you the specs on that as well. The 10mm premium, we're sitting on 5.9. I don't know if you guys can see there, versus 5.6. Is that? Yeah. No. Was I up on the range? 5.5. On the 13mm, we are sitting with 6.3 versus 5.3. That's quite a bit of difference. That's about a millimeter thinner. 17, we are sitting on 8mm right on the nose versus, am I right on saying 8mm? Yeah, 8mm versus 6.5. There's quite a difference. And then on the 19, we're sitting on 8.8 versus 7.1. So yes, the economy line you will get into smaller spaces. I've seen guys grind wrenches thinner to get into tool posts and whatnot and whatever. I try not to do it, and if I really have to do it, I will buy a separate spanner right for that job and then modify it and keep the set as it is. Right, we've got the width. Now the weight. Wife's gonna kill me over this because I've got a little kitchen scale, but we'll get past that as well. The premium line 10mm, 39 versus 38. So much of a muchness. 13mm sitting on 74 versus 77. 3 grams in it. The 17, 146 versus 144, 3 grams in it. And in the 19, 198 versus 180. So there's about 15, 18 in it. So much of a muchness on weight. Then the next obvious one is the finish. Both of these sets are satin finish. I think during the last 18 years they've beefed up their finishing process. So if I can maybe bring you in on a close-up one, then you can see the difference between the two. Both satin finish. I think the economy line is a bit of a neater finish, if I can call it that. I enjoy the satin finish because even if you've got greasy hands, you're sitting somewhere in a coal mine, up to your neck in shit, you can still get some grip and purchase on it. The satin finish does, however, makes it a bit harder to clean than the normal chrome finish, but the chrome chips off as well, so much of a muchness. I enjoy the satin finish. It works for me. What have we now got now? I think that's in terms of looks. From the internet, both of these sets are hot forged. Both of them have got a lifetime guarantee. If you break open one of these, tell me how long was a pipe cheater bar that you had to put on the end, because just by purchasing on it, you will. I don't think you'll break open one of these. You'll round off a nut, but you won't break open one of these. Hammers, pipes, that sort of thing, that's what will break them. They're all too DIN and ISO standard. I can't remember which DIN and ISO standard, but let's check the tolerance in the open end, in the mouth of the open end. On the 10mm, we're sitting on 10.2 versus 10.1. On the 13mm, we are sitting on 13.3 versus 13.2. So the tolerance on the economy line is actually better than the old stuff here. Then the 17, we are sitting on 17.3 versus 17.2. And on the 19, we are sitting on 19.3 versus 19.2. So in that case, the GEDORE Red is actually to a tighter tolerance in this instance. I think you'll have to measure a boatload of them to really get to a statistical answer. And with that said, now let's get to my recommendation. Like I said, I've used the premium line for 18 years. It has served me very well. Lifetime warranty on it. The GEDORE Red, I must be honest with you, I am impressed. Over the last year, I am impressed. I've used them a lot, actually more than the premium line, so that I can see if this grows on me, and it has. I cannot tell you that you are better off with the premium line than with the economy line. If you're a youngster getting into it, haven't got a lot of money to spend on fancy tools, have a look at this. The GEDORE Red might be the option for you. Definitely, I think it's well worth the money that you pay for it, and it will serve you well. I honestly think it'll serve you well. With that said, this is my first little tool review comparison. If you like it, please let me know down in the little thingy down in the bottom. I'll see what I can get in terms of reviews and comparisons if you like it. If not, also tell me. If you enjoy the channel, please, if it's your first time here, welcome, and I hope you subscribe. If you're enjoying it, what you're seeing, and give us a thumbs up. It goes a long way. It's much appreciated. And with that, I'm going to call it for this video. As always, please rate, comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and as always, stay safe.